Hey, what's up? Ghost Host 22 here. Checking to see if the stream will be okay. Oh, I was wondering what that was behind me. I'm gonna check my phone for a minute to see if the stream is good. Actually, I'll be back. I'm gonna gotta take a short restroom break and then I'll be back. Well, I'm before I or no, after I check this video or stream, because I know in the medieval one the audio wasn't matching up with what was being played. So yeah, I'm gonna check to see if um the the audio is matching up with the I'm gonna see if the audio is matching up with the video. Hold on. Hey, what's up? Ghost Host 22 is back. Oh, let me see here. Let me, oh boy. Let me, get the, camera back up. Let me see here. Which light is better? Maybe this one. Yeah. Yeah, it's this one. For San Andreas, I might do the overhead light and turn that light out back there. Anyway, let's start with the second part. I apologize for the sort of late, scheduling time. I was taking care of my TMJ again. With, warm compresses and, warm compresses and, avocado salad. Southwest avocado salad, I should say. This one was delicious tonight, though, because it had, well, it had more avocado in it. So, yeah. Anyway, we're going to be starting here shortly, with the last, no, we're going to be starting here shortly with the next, part 2 of the Agatha Christie's The ABC Murders, or, as what the, title says, the ABC's a murder. Where we last left off, at a, beach, I think it was. This sweet tart tastes good though. But yeah, that avocado salad earlier tonight tasted very delicious. Because it was practically covered in avocado. Okay, so, let me see here. Press the cross button to start. Ghost Host 22 at 23%. B. Bonuses. Oh yeah. Timeline. So when I let's see here, when I complete this one, there'll be a timeline. When I complete this game, there'll be a timeline of different cutscenes, reconstructions, and over. Awards. Cupid mustache, walrus mustache, cat's eye, neuron, rustic confessional, purring tomcat, single gear, newspaper, and PlayStation. You are really messing up. Because you know why? I am just seeing a copy of what I had just typed earlier. They need to fix that rather than worrying about a system that doesn't even have that many games out yet. Okay. Play. Have you seen the 50 awards to unlock there and the bonuses? Help is available in the pause menu. Okay. Why is that guy glitching down there? That guy just glitched. I don't know why. Oh, what's this?
Bexhill seems to be a pleasant little town.
Observation. Modern bungalow. Victorian house. Seafront.
Bexhill is a pretty little seaside resort with elegant architecture, although personally I prefer more modern buildings. Hastings appears to be ill at ease. He appeared to be relatively indifferent to Mrs. Asher's murder, but the young woman's murder seems to be troubling him greatly. Hastings appears to be ill at ease. He appeared to be relatively indifferent to Mrs. Asher's murder, but the young woman's murder seems to be troubling him greatly. I fear that this case is far from being solved.
Come on, Poirot. You'll find the killer.
Certes. But how many times will he kill before I do?
How do you do, gentlemen?
Chief Inspector?
I fear your admirer has struck again, Poirot. We haven't yet identified the victim, but it's a young woman, 20 to 25 years old. Death occurred last night between 11:30 and 1 o'clock, and we found an ABC guide on the body.
Was she pretty?
Come on, Poirot, that's rather out of place. It has no bearing on the murder.
Are you certain? For women, it is often the most important thing. It often decides their destiny.
The body hasn't been moved. You can see for yourself.
Has the press been informed?
Not yet, but I'm planning to. I haven't yet informed them about the presence of the ABC guide in Andover.
Nobody has reported a young woman missing?
Not for the moment.
No witnesses, I imagine.
Indeed. We've asked everybody who may have met a young woman fitting her description last night to come and see us, but I have little hope of gaining anything from it.
It's early days, Chief Inspector, and the news may not have spread around the town yet.
I hope you're right, Hastings.
So this is the body. What's this? Chapter 2. Examine the crime scene. Talk to Jap. Inform Jap about the, B letter. Little Gray says, how was the victim killed? Okay. See what this is. Her eye? Something about her eye?
She was a great beauty. Strange that chap didn't notice it.
Her neck looks like there's a bruise on it.
These marks have been left by a rope or a braided cloth.
So a rope bruise. Her dress?
The young woman wasn't wearing shoes or a coat, and was not carrying a bag. That's strange. Either the murderer stole her belongings, or she put them somewhere safe. Maybe so that she could bath.
Her hand?
Apart from the marks on her neck, there are no signs of the struggle. She didn't manage to hit her assailant.
Rope?
A braided silk belt. It may have belonged to the victim.
A key? And her left hand?
This key is too small to be one for a house. Without a doubt, it is for a padlock. This key is too small to be one for a house. Without a doubt, it is for a padlock.
And then the ABC guide. Great Central Railway official, ABC timetable. An original tale told in the train by, or no? Did it say by? Yeah. By the Tattler to enjoy traveling. Greenhouse heating apparatus. La Lineley and Vale of Towie Railways. La Lineley, Glendale, La Landerbury, and Kawamaman. What? Huh.
The guide is open at the page for the Bexhill train times. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
How was the victim killed? The victim has marks on the neck. There was a braided silk belt. And she did not struggle. The victim was strangled by surprise with her own belt.
The poor child must have been strangled with his braided belt. Unfortunately, in view of the fabric, it is unlikely that we will find any prints. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
What are the common points between the Andover murder and the one in Bexhill? Andover ABC Guide. Andover ABC Guide. ABC Guide open at the Bexhill page. The killer signs his crimes with an ABC Guide. Are the crimes in Andover and Bexhill the work of the same murderer? Let's see here. Declaration by Chief Inspector Japp. The press does not know that the ABC Guide was found in Andover. Yeah, this one. The two murders were premeditated and were carried out by the same person.
The medical officer should confirm that the victim was strangled with her own belt.
That's what I thought. She shows the usual signs of strangulation.
With a little luck, we'll find prints this time.
You are too optimistic, Hastings. Our killer is far too meticulous for that.
Identify the victim. Okay. Identify the victim. Oh, yeah, the key. Let's see here. Observe. A small key found fastened to Betty Barnard's wrist. It looks too small to open a door. Small key. 6.
This hut is locked. This hut is locked. This hut is locked.
Thanking. Uh-huh. Take and move. $7.15 or $7.16. Looks like $7.15.
A dual locking padlock. I need to find the code and then insert a key.
Seven. One. Ah, there we go. Use. See what this is. Her purse?
The purse is full. Yet again, we can dismiss theft as the motive for the murder. Here is the watch she must have removed to prevent it from getting wet. A top-brand lipstick. She liked to take care of her appearance. As well as a photo of the victim with some company. It could be useful to me.
What's this?
Betty's first day at work. Mom is very proud of you. Elizabeth Barnard, 7 August 1931. So, the young lady did have a name starting with B, and she worked as a ginger cat, an establishment that must be slightly further along the beach.
Betty. Betty's
Betty's
first day at work.
Mom is very proud of you. Elizabeth Barnard, 7 August 1931.
Betty Bernard.
So, the young lady did have a name starting with B, and she worked as a ginger cat, an establishment that must be slightly further along the beach.
Notebook victim, Betty Bernard, 23 years old, in Bexhill. She was a waitress at the Ginger Cat. Huh. Witness, Brands Asher. What? No, that's not this one. What's this? Go to the Ginger Cat. And her sandals or shoes.
It definitely was here that the victim left her belongings.
Jap has gone to the police. The victim has been identified and her family had reported her disappearance. She was called?
Elizabeth Barnard, mainly Betty. She worked as a ginger cat at the cafe slightly further along the beach.
But Poirot, how on earth?
Never mind. Do you have her address?
Yes, she lived with her parents on the street leading to the beach, number 22. Shall we go?
You are far too impatient, Hastings. Let the poor people take in the news first. Let us go and visit the cafe where Betty worked.
Ginger Cat Restaurant. Let's see what this is.
With all these tourists, these shops must be thriving. With all these tourists, these shops must be thriving.
See what this is.
Could it be the same buildings as on the victim's photo?
Coppola? Coppola. Seaside. Newspaper kiosk.
This is definitely where the photo I found in the hut was taken.
Oh, let me put my controller on the charge. Let's see. There we go. Okay.
Hastings appears to be ill at ease. He appeared to be relatively indifferent to Mrs. Asher's murder, but a young woman's murder seems to be troubling him greatly. I fear that this case is far from being solved.
Come on, Poirot. You'll find the killer.
Certes. But how many times will he kill before I do?
The Ginger Cat Restaurant. Collect ego points by acting in the same way as Hercule
I'll be
Poirot.
with you in a minute, gentlemen.
Something tells me that she's the owner of the Ginger Cat.
Strict appearance. Red hair. Behind the counter.
This woman must be the owner of the Ginger Cat. It looks like something is bothering her.
How can I help you?
A hot chocolate and a tea for my friend, please.
I'll bring it straight away.
See. Suspect. Miss Marion. About 40 years old. She is the owner of the Ginger Cat. She doesn't know very much about her employees' private lives. Huh. Notebook victim. Oh, already. Yeah. Inspect Betty's workplace. Okay. Let's see here.
I need to know the time range during which Betty was working on her own.
Okay. Let's see here. There's Betty, 11 and 7:30 p.m.
Where is Betty?
Right here.
Betty worked from 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Would she have been alone at any time during her service?
Yeah, right here.
Interesting. Betty was alone between 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Who did she serve? Where is Betty?
Let's see here. Okay. What's this? Bills?
These are the different waiting staff's bills. Which ones were written by Betty?
Okay. Let me see here. Hmm. Between the hours of 11 and 5. Let's see here. 7. Hmm. 7:20 and So it might be these two down here.
Most probably a single man, a whiskey lover. Maybe the murderer? This bill may have been written by Betty. There is probably another one.
What's this one? "6:30 p.m. Huh.
Most probably a family. Betty served a family and a man on his own, a whiskey drinker. Maybe the murderer. This information will help me to progress.
What? Gentlemen, what are you doing?
We are searching for clues, mademoiselle. My name is Hercule Poirot. I am a detective, and this is Captain Hastings. Does Betty Barnard work here?
That is correct. She should have been here a while ago. Punctuality is the first rule of politeness.
I fear that Miss Barnard will not be coming today. She has just been found, dead, on the beach a few hundred meters from the cafe.
How awful. Poor young thing. What happened?
She appears to have been murdered.
This is most distressing. How this will affect my business, I shudder to think.
Say that, on the contrary, it is an advert for the town.
Do not be so sure. Miss Barnard's tragic death may be a good advertisement for you.
It makes one despair of human nature. Poor young girl. She was a hard-working and pleasant young woman. I didn't know her that well. She'd only been here for 2 summers. I know that she had a young man. He used to call for her sometimes.
Ask if the man in the photo is her gentleman friend.
This photo was found. Is this him?
Yes, that's him all right. But I haven't seen him for some time.
Say that young people no longer have morals.
I find young people today very hard to understand.
You needn't tell me that. A few weeks ago, they argued just outside the cafe. Imagine what my customers must have thought.
Synthesize about the difficulty of keeping a respectable establishment. Oh yeah, also for those of y'all that don't know, I spoke with AT&T today, and on Monday, March the 1st, this upcoming week, they'll be coming out here now that that snow crap is gone. Anyway, just thought I'd let you all know about that. And once they come in and install, I should be getting back to 720p standard. And the signal stream should be relatively, very good too. With the quality too. Sympathize about the difficulty of keeping a respectable establishment.
I hope for you that it was an isolated incident. It must be difficult to keep a respectable establishment if your staff show themselves to be so shameless.
The young man only made a scene the once. Jealousy, no doubt. It must be said the young girl was very pretty.
Thank you for your time, Mademoiselle Marion. You have been of great help.
The customer who ordered the whiskey might provide us more information. He may have been the last one to see Betty alive.
It is an interesting idea, Hastings. Maybe he is a regular guest. What do you think, mademoiselle?
I don't think so. Our regular guests tend to order tea and cakes. At this time of the year, there are a lot of tourists about you never see again.
That's what I thought. Time to visit Betty's home.
Notebook witness, Miss Marion, about 40 years old. She is the owner of the Ginger Cat. She doesn't know very much about her employees' private lives. Above all, she is concerned about how this case will affect her business. Huh. Doesn't have her friend yet. Go to Betty's house at number 22 on the High Street.
Miss Marion is not the sort of witness that my friend enjoys questioning. What a pity. I don't have any change to make it work.
Oh, that's a jukebox. Oh yeah, 'cause I remember what those were from, what was it? Oh yeah, Stubbs the Zombie and what was it? Rebel Without a Pulse? That was a very fun game. I still have that one around here somewhere. That is for the 360 though. No, I take that back. That's not for the 360. That's for the original Xbox. Also, Zero, should you watch this video or stream sometime, this part, yeah, there is an original Xbox game that is very enjoyable, that you could probably find somewhere, I imagine. It's called Stubbs the Zombie and Rebel Without a Pulse. That is a very fun game. 'Cause you basically You basically recruit humans to be your zombies army. And that's set in a idealistic 1950s era with robots.
This is a well-laid table. Nothing is out of place, and above all, no creases.
Have you seen the timeline and the bonuses? You will be able to relive the events in chronological order.
Hastings appears to be ill at ease. He appeared to be relatively indifferent to Mrs. Asher's murder, but a young woman's murder seems to be troubling him greatly. I fear that this case is far from being solved.
Come on, Poirot. You'll find the killer.
Certes. But how many times will he kill before I do?
This must be the apartment.
How do you do, mademoiselle? My name is Hercule Poirot.
I know you. You're that detective we hear all about.
I do not know if that is a compliment, but I will take it as one for now. You are Betty's sister, I believe?
Yes. My name is Megan.
Can we come in?
Please do.
Have you seen the 50 awards to unlock? They're in the bonuses.
My parents are at the police station. I doubt they'll be up to speaking to you later.
Do not worry, we will not bother them.
Did you know your sister's plans for yesterday evening?
No. I arrived by train this morning. My parents called me in a panic when they discovered that Betty had disappeared. She went out last night, but she didn't tell them where she was going.
What was your last conversation about?
Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it. Mother brought her a pair. The very day it happened. She was crying. And to think that Betty never even wore them. Poor Mummy.
Notebook suspect, Megan Bernard, 28 years old. She is the sister of the late Betty Bernard in Bexhill. Question Megan Bernard.
The Barnard appear to make music a priority in their budget.
Worn furniture. Violin. Piano.
They're all Miss Modest, but the Barnards are definitely music lovers. What is she feeling at the moment?
Hard stare. Photo frame. Tense hand.
Betty's older sister is not just sad, she's angry. Hastings always pays more attention when young women are being questioned.
Ask if Betty had a fiance.
Your sister had a fiancé, I believe?
Yes, he's called Donald Fraser. A very nice man.
Ask where Betty's fiance is.
Do you know where we might find him?
He works at the estate agent's, Court and Brunskill. Oh, excuse me, I have to answer that.
But of course.
Betty's room is opposite the stairs on the first floor. Feel free to take a look if you think it might be useful.
This young woman is far too clever not to have anything else for us.
Do you think she's hiding something?
That is what I'm trying to find out.
Surely you don't think she did it?
I did not say anything of the sort. But young women always ruin your judgment, Hastings. Who knows, maybe Megan was jealous of her attractive young sister.
I see. She may have had her sights on the inheritance. Or maybe she was in love with Donald Fraser.
We have to study all scenarios, even the most unlikely. But I doubt that Mr. and Mrs. Barnard are rich enough to justify murder. While I try and get Miss Barnard to talk, I would like you to try and find Donald Fraser. It should be easy to find the estate agents where he works. Bring him to the Ginger Cat. I would like to talk with him before the Chief Inspector finds him.
Notebook suspect, Donald Fraser. He works in an estate agent's. He is Betty Bernard's fiancé. So, two suspects, Donald Fraser and Megan Bernard. Examine Betty's bedroom.
It looks like Betty was also a music lover, the same as her family.
Microphone. Metronome. Music stand.
Without a doubt, Betty used to sing. A box of new stockings. It looks like Betty has a very busy life.
Menu for a stylish restaurant. Cinema ticket. Ticket for the film Impossible Love. Mr. and Mrs. Adam Leighton Beers request the pleasure of your company at a dance to celebrate their 25th wedding anniversary. Saturday, the 7th of June at 8 o'clock at the Diamond Club. Invitation for a dance.
Betty liked luxury and going out. And being as pretty as she was, she probably did not have any problem getting herself invited. Looking at all the clothes she took out, Betty must have had a problem deciding what to wear. Maybe she had a date?
What's this?
This small key should be useful to me. I've finished with this subject.
What's this?
Medicine to prevent voice loss. Did Betty have problems with her voice? Something on this clock bothers me.
Something's right there.
Strange. A sheet of paper is blocked in the clock. What a strange mechanism. I don't think it serves to turn the hands.
Yeah, I don't think it does either.
This metal disc is stuck. This decoration appears to be firmly fastened.
Okay. What about back here?
This decoration appears to be firmly fastened.
Okay. What about over here?
This decoration appears to be firmly fastened.
Okay.
This wooden panel is blocked. I can't open it. This decoration appears to be firmly fastened.
Okay. What about up here? Oh, this one.
This leg is not well attached. This leg is not well attached. Good. It should be possible to open the wooden panel. This wooden panel is blocked. I can't open it.
Okay.
Look, a key. This could be useful.
New object, a key. Three, 1, 2, 2. 3, 1, 2, 2. 3, 1, 2, 2. Three, 1, 2, 2. Okay.
The cogs are blocked by these wooden panels. The cogs are blocked by these wooden panels.
Okay.
The cogs are blocked by these wooden panels.
There we go. Now, oops, that's not the way. Hmm. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's see here. It's this one, I think.
Ah, something clicked on the front of the clock. A new lock has appeared. What does it open?
Maybe this one? Ah! What's this?
This could be useful. Betty, I enjoyed a wonderful evening in your company, and I hope that we will see each other again very soon. D. My dearest Betty, I know that your art is already spoken for, but you are the most beautiful dancer I have ever had the pleasure of meeting, and I am impatient to see you again. Adrian.
Ah! So, even though she was engaged to... Who was it? Even though she was engaged to Donald, she was seeing Adrian on the side. Ah, Mm-hmm.
Betty, I enjoyed a wonderful evening in your company, and I hope that we will see each other again very soon. D. My dearest Betty, I know that your art is already spoken for, but you are the most beautiful dancer I have ever had the pleasure of meeting, and I am impatient to see you again. Adrian.
Mm-hmm. What's this?
A record sleeve with a handwritten title. Betty must have recorded the demo. I'd be interested to hear it.
Listen to Betty's record. Oh, here we go. Thinking. A small key was hidden in Betty Bernard's jewelry box.
Let us see. What is this cupboard hiding?
Excuse me. 78, Betty. Two plus two, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. Oh, boy. Okay, so let's see here. 4. 8. 8 plus 16 plus 16 equals 1. Or no, 8 plus 16 plus 16 equals... Let's see here. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, so that's 1. No, that's 4.
This looks like solfège. This looks like solfège.
So that's 8, 16, 16. All of these are 16. That's 4. That's 8.
I cannot open it. It looks like the mechanism is blocking it. That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step.
Okay.
There is bound to be a clue somewhere.
Okay. Let's see here.
I heard the sound of a mechanism being triggered. That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step.
Observe. A handle that appears to be designed for the gramophone. Okay, and that would go... What's this? OOA. What the heck? OOA? I seem to recall that was 7/8 something on that record.
I just have to put the record on the gramophone and start it.
Oh, no, wrong place.
That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step.
Oh yeah, 7/8T, Betty. A record found in the Bernard's gramophone. Betty followed by 7/8T is written on this record. Need that for something. Oh. No. Hmm? Hmm.
It looks like something goes in here.
Oh, Donald. We're in the middle of recording.
Sorry, Betty, but it's not wise. The doctor said you should rest your voice.
You're such a killjoy sometimes.
Betty was such a good singer.
It's true. Did she have any problem with her throat?
Yes, she had to be careful with her voice. Of course she didn't follow the doctor's advice. If Don didn't insist, she... Well, it's too late for all that now.
Megan.
It looks like this woman is single, but she has feelings for someone.
Okay. Eyes brimming with tears. Betty and Donald. No wedding ring.
She is looking so intensely at this photo. But is it really a sister that she's studying in this manner?
What had Betty planned to do with her evening?
They made the perfect couple, am I correct?
Yes, in a way. She was pretty and he...
Well?
He's a bright man, with a promising career ahead of him. He would have made Betty a good husband. He was always attentive and generous. Oh, a true gentleman.
I hear a note of envy in your voice.
You must have heard wrong.
Ask if Donald was in love with Betty.
Donald appeared to be very much in love with your sister.
Yes, he was mad about her.
Mad, you say? Being madly in love can often be destructive, and Mr. Fraser was known for being jealous, I believe.
No more than average. Men are always slightly possessive, especially when they are with a pretty woman.
Accuse her of lying.
You are a poor liar, Mademoiselle Bernard.
Excuse me, Mr. Poirot, but I do not see why you are interested in our humble little crime.
It would appear that your sister's murder is the second in a series that we have to stop as quickly as possible. The first was in Andover, and the same as your sister, The murderer sent me a letter informing me that a crime would be committed in that town. Now can I count on your honesty?
Yes, you have my confidence, Mr. Poirot. Don is a quiet and sensitive young man. Slightly reserved, too. And as is often the case with reserved people, when he flew into a temper, he completely lost control. He could be so violent. Betty was frightened.
And when was this?
The first time was about a year ago. But they rowed more recently. Donald found out that Betty had lied to him. She said she was going out with a girlfriend, but she went out for dinner with a married man. It was an awful scene. She told him that until they were married, she was free to go with whoever she pleased. Donald turned quite pale and started shaking and kept saying one day...
Well?
He'd commit murder.
Ask if she fears that Donald is a suspect.
So you were afraid that he would become our main suspect. I know that Fraser was jealous, but I wonder why you feel the need to protect him.
Exactly. Had you not told me about the case, I would never have dared to tell you about this little matter. Don loved Betty with all his heart. I can't imagine for one instant that he would hurt her.
Very good, Mademoiselle Barnard. Thank you for your help.
Fraser is at the Ginger Cat. The police haven't spoken to him, but they want to.
Très bien, Hastings. Let's see him now. Au revoir, mademoiselle. My deepest condolences to your parents.
Of course, Mr. Poirot. And don't be too hard on Don. He's more fragile than he looks.
If you say so. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
What had Betty planned to do with her evening? Let's see. Betty was seeing other men as well as Donald. Betty lied to Donald about what she was planning to do the day before. Betty had probably planned to meet someone that evening. Betty was seeing other men as well as Donald. Betty lied to Donald about what she was planning to do the day before. Betty lied to Donald because she had a date with another man. Did Betty know her assailant? Let's see here. Did Betty know her assailant? The victim has marks on the neck. The man seduced Betty before taking her to the beach where he strangled her.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
What is Megan Bernard's behavior hiding? Megan really liked. She was falling in love with Donald. Megan kept looking at the photo of Donald and Betty. And Megan really liked Donald Fraser. Megan has a soft spot for Donald. Did Megan Bernard have a motive for killing her sister? Did she? Oh yeah, she was. Did Megan Bernard have a motive for killing her sister? Yeah. Betty was seeing other men other than Donald. In other words, Betty was cheating on Donald. Betty was seeing other men as well as Donald. Megan was jealous of Betty. Notebook suspect. He works in an estate agent's. He is Betty Bernard's fiancé. He was jealous and had a quick temper. Huh. Witness. Megan Bernard, 28 years old. In Bexhill, 28 years old. She is the sister of the late Betty Bernard. She works in London. She was very fond of her sister, although she did not approve of how she behaved towards Donald Fraser. Huh. Notebook victim, Betty Bernard. She used to like being courted and going out. Engaged to Donald Fraser. Question Donald Fraser. Did Donald have a motive for Betty's murder? Okay. So it's back to the ginger cat. Have you seen the timeline and the bonuses? You will be able to relive the events.
You've seen Fraser, Hastings. What is your feeling?
He's a big chap. Fragile isn't exactly the word that springs to mind. I talked to his landlady before seeing him. She went to bed at 11. Fraser wasn't home yet.
Bien. Megan Barnard said he is a reserved character but with a nasty temper. We will see if this is the case.
A photo found in the beach hut. It's the victim and a young man, a well-suited couple. A photo of the victim with another person.
Hastings appears to be ill at ease. He appeared to be relatively indifferent to Mrs. Asher's murder, but a young woman's murder seems to be troubling him greatly. I fear that this case is far from being solved.
Come on, Poirot. You'll find the killer.
Certes. But how many times will he kill before I do?
Okay, I'll be back. I'm gonna take another short bathroom break. Okay, I'm back. Oh boy, let's see here. Okay, now since
With all these tourists, these shops must be thriving.
let me check the stream here a minute. Let's see. Oh, it's 42. Yeah, let me go to my YouTube. See. Oops. Excuse me, phone? What the heck do you think you're doing? I did not tell my phone to turn off. What gives? What the freaking heck gives? I swear. My phone has a mind of its own. And let me see here. I since it's getting sort of light and the sun will be up in an hour. Well, I'm assuming that it will be. I think I'll be doing the next part of San Andreas later on today. What is today? Wednesday. Yeah, I'll be doing the next part of San Andreas later on today, Wednesday. At I'm assuming 7 p.m. I'm hoping that my jaw will still continue to be in a better shape than what it has been. So, yeah, let me go in here. Have you seen the 50 awards to unlock? They're in the bonuses.
Hastings looks ill at ease. He really doesn't like Fraser. Hastings is bound to tell me what he thinks about Fraser later on. Now is not the right time.
Along with, LA Noir. I'll be doing that tomorrow too.
I've finished with this subject.
I don't want this young man here. Be quick and do what you must.
How do you do, Mr. Fraser?
You Hercule Poirot. Mr. Hastings said you wanted to speak to me.
Yes. I know that it may not be at the right time, but I would like to ask you a few questions.
Notebook suspect Donald Fraser, about 30 years old, in Bexhill. He works in an estate agent's. He is Betty Bernard's fiancé. He was jealous and had a quick temper.
This man looks suspicious.
White Horse
Leave me
Whiskey.
alone.
White Horse Whiskey. Dark circles. Crumpled clothes.
Donald Fraser is in a terrible state, as if he hadn't slept all night. And he's drinking White Horse.
Leave me alone.
Notebook suspect Donald Fraser, about 30 years old, in Bexhill, who works in an estate agent's. He is Betty Bernard's fiancé. He was jealous and had a quick temper. He likes White Horse Whiskey.
Tell me that it's a mistake. That Betty isn't dead.
Sadly, your lady friend has been murdered, Mr. Fraser.
Oh, Betty, if only you'd listened.
Ask if he saw Betty yesterday afternoon.
Did you visit Betty yesterday afternoon?
No, I haven't seen Betty for 2 days. I was at the office yesterday afternoon.
Can you prove that?
Of course. But why this question? Betty died yesterday evening, didn't she?
Tell him that he is a suspect.
Betty was murdered during the night, but that does not prove that she did not meet her murderer earlier in the day.
So, am I a suspect?
Everybody close to Betty is a suspect, Mr. Fraser. I would be a very poor detective if I did not examine all possible eventualities. Do you know what Betty's plans were yesterday evening?
She said she was having dinner with her sister.
Specified that her sister was in London.
Yet, Megan only returned to Bexley this morning, Mr. Fraser.
I didn't know.
Right. May I ask you what you were doing yesterday evening?
I spent the evening working.
Your colleagues can confirm this?
No, I often take work home with me.
Accuse him of lying just like Betty.
You are lying, Mr. Fraser. As was Betty when she hid the fact from you that she was seeing other men.
Betty was a very decent young woman. How dare you sully her memory?
Inform him that there is a killer to find.
I am not interested in memories of her, Mr. Fraser. I am looking for a killer, and I need you to be my closest ally. That is, unless you have something to hide.
Of course I don't.
Très bien. So, what were we saying? Where were you yesterday evening?
I looked everywhere for her, but in vain. When she said she was going to have dinner with her sister on a weekday, I thought it was strange. I tried not to think about it, but I was like a lion in a cage. I was convinced she was lying. So I went round all the restaurants in the town. When I didn't find her, I went to the next town. But nothing. I must have got home about midnight or 1 o'clock.
Did anybody see you?
I don't think so. I didn't talk to anybody. I was so furious.
Ah, I knew I'd find you here, Poirot. I thought the victim's young man was here.
Yes, is all yours, Chief Inspector. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Did Donald have a motive for Betty's murder? Did Donald have a motive for Betty's murder? Observation by Hercule Poirot. Betty used to go out a great deal. Donald was a violent man. Donald had a motive for killing Betty, jealousy. Does Donald have an alibi? Donald does not have an alibi. Donald may have been at the beach and have killed Betty. Does Donald have a motive for all the murders? Does Donald have a motive for all the murders? Does Donald have a motive for all the murders? The two murders were premeditated and were carried out by the same murderer. Donald may have killed Betty, but he does not have a motive for Mrs. Asher's murder. New objective: return to the crime scene. Notebook suspect: Donald Frazier, about 30 years old, in Bexhill. He works in an estate agent's. He is Betty Bernard's fiancé. He has no alibi for the evening of the murder. He was jealous and had a quick temper. He likes White Horse whiskey. Huh. Return to the crime scene. Excuse me. Romantic confession. Synopsis. 5 ego points. Congratulations, this award is part of your collection, Purring Tomcat.
Fraser doesn't have an alibi and he's extremely jealous.
You are very skilled at summing up.
And yet you haven't asked Jap to arrest him.
It is too soon. But I agree, without the letters announcing the crimes, Fraser would already be behind bars. Bon, I think we have enough elements. Let's reconstruct the events at the scene of the crime.
I can't imagine how the murderer wasn't seen, though. Surely she must have struggled.
Let us try and imagine the scene.
Collect ego points by acting in the same way as Hercule Poirot. Reconstruction.
The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 5.
Advance.
Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6.
Change, Betty.
Miss Betty enters the hut. She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a code.
Advance.
They keep walking. Then she removes her belt.
The murderer moves behind her and then attacks her by surprise. The body falls, lifeless, on the sand.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Reconstruction success. Have you seen the 50 awards to unlock? They're in the bonuses.
Without the ABC, we might have suspected Mr. Asher and Mr. Fraser. But by signing his crimes, the murderer is making sure he's accused. In a way, it is very generous of him.
Generous? The murderer seduced Betty in order to lure her to the beach and kill her.
Indeed, the young woman was certainly careless, but not stupid enough to follow a stranger.
What are you planning to do, Poirot?
Return to London, mon cher Hastings.
Go back to London. Go back to London. +10 ego points. It has been so long since I have heard the sound of sand in person.
Right, back to London. There is nothing more for us to do here.
I'm coming, Poirot. According to the guide, the next train departs shortly.
Right, back to London. There is nothing more for us to do here.
Collect ego points by acting in the same way as Hercule Poirot.
Japp has decided to reveal details to the press. The alphabet murder is now famous.
It is not a bad idea. The more people who know, the greater our chances of finding out something of interest.
Poirot, I have a bad feeling. Poor Mr. Poirot, not so good at these little criminal matters as you thought yourself, are you? Rather past your prime, perhaps. Let us see if you can do any better this time. This time, it's an easy one. Churston on the 30th. Do try and do something about it. It's a bit dull having it all my own way, you know. Good hunting. Ever yours, ABC. Good hunting. Did you hear that, Poirot? The murderer seems to be taking it all as a game, a challenge. He will strike on 30th in Churston. We must warn Scotland Yard.
Ask what the date is.
By the way, Hastings, what day is it?
Well, looking at the calendar, it's the 30th. No time to lose. We must prepare our suitcases for Churston.
Mon Dieu, it is already 10 o'clock. I will call Scotland Yard immediately.
Congratulations, you won the award Pyramidal Mustache. Trophy earned Pyramidal Mustache. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. No, no. No, no. No, 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 no. Pyramidal mustache. Finish Bexhill on February the 24th, 2021 at 6:27 a.m. Uh-oh. If you're wondering why there was a hint of yeah, install Dead by Daylight. Oh yeah, that's really good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I almost forgot to mention that to y'all. Yeah, you all remember when last night I said that I was going to do Dead by Daylight last night in the next 15 to 20 minutes last night? Yeah, well, a really funny thing happened. I said that without realizing that my PlayStation Plus membership had expired on the 22nd. So, yeah, so I'm guessing maybe in about 2 or 3 more days, on Thursday or Friday, I'll be renewing that, PlayStation Plus membership, and then Dead by Daylight will continue to resume. By the way, thanks for that notification to remind me about what had happened last night. But yeah, the Dead by Daylight streams will continue once the PlayStation Plus membership gets renewed.
He has barely progressed. In this issue, we are publishing provocative letters sent by the killer to Hercule Poirot. Unfortunately, they have not yet helped to find him.
Huh. See what this second one says.
Daily Flicker, July the 26th, 1935. The Bexhill Horror. Young maid strangled on the beach. Killer struck at midnight.
Call Scotland Yard.
I lock my revolver in this...
Call Scotland Yard.
I lock my revolver in this drawer. I've not used it in a very long time.
5 ego points.
In his haste, Hastings tore the envelope.
New object. Piece of envelope. Observe.
Poor Mr. Poirot. Not so good at these little criminal matters as you thought yourself, are you? Rather past your prime, perhaps? Let us see if you can do any better this time. This time it is an easy one. Cheston on the 30th. Do try and do something about it. It is a bit dull having it all my own way, you know. Good hunting. Ever yours, ABC.
The third letter from ABC announces a crime in Charleston on August 30th. Unfortunately for us, the letter arrived too late. Observe. Hastings toward the envelope that held the killer's letter. However, he did not have to throw it on the ground. Not known at White Horse. What? White Horse Court. Try White Horse. Something. What is this? The address written on this envelope is wrong. The killer wrote White Horse Mansions. Is it a mistake? Hercule Poirot, White Horse Mansions, London.
Hello, chap. We received a new letter from ABC in the 10 o'clock post.
Where and when?
In Charleston. Today.
Today? I'll inform the population immediately.
I'll check the train times. Call me back.
Compare the new letter with the other letters from ABC.
Hastings, what you are doing is an absolute disaster. That is no way to pack suitcases.
Heavens, we must hurry. We have to get to Churston before the murder.
Point out that order is essential.
Hastings' order and method are always necessary, regardless of the circumstances.
Okay. I'll let you pack them.
All the same, it really is a disgrace to leave your belongings in such a mess.
Okay. Badly closed toothpaste. Unprotected bottles. Bath towel. Badly folded pajamas. Odd socks.
Voila. It only took a minute.
Poirot, you were right. I've just consulted the ABC guide. There's no hurry. The next train doesn't leave till 11:45.
You see, there is no need to hurry. We will not be in Churston until tomorrow morning, after the murder.
But why has the murderer warned us so late? It's not what he usually does. Did he do it on purpose?
Very good question, Hastings. We should also compare the letter we have just received with the other two, although I have very little doubt about what we will find.
Compare the new letter with the other letters from ABC. Hastings hunting.
Hastings' photo album. He is very proud of his bag.
Great Central Railway official, ABC, timetable. An original tale told in the train by the tattler. To enjoy traveling. Lonely and Yale of Tally Railways. Greenhouse heating apparatus.
We've missed the 6:45 train, but we have plenty of time to catch the night train.
+1 ego point.
Right, let us compare this new letter with the second one. Let us examine this more closely.
Okay. Oh, the eyes. I see that.
Certain characters in the two letters may have similar defects. Yes, this eye is weird. Yes, the eye characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
ABC.
Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. That's right. The A characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
Let's see here. Oh.
No. I already saw that the letter A was slightly off-center in the two letters. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory. Let us examine the characters in this word. No. I already saw that the letter A was slightly off-center in the two letters. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
Oh.
The W is not printed properly. Of course, the W characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Why does the murderer warn us so late? Letter C was sent at the right date. Piece of the envelope with the wrong address. The letter arrived late because of an error in the address.
The letter should have arrived in time. The postmark shows that it was sent 3 days ago. However, our man made a mistake in the address, which explains the delay. All the same, the post office took their time correcting the error.
Come on, Poirot. Your address is not quite as well known as that of Scotland Yard. Poirot, the telephone. It must be Jap.
New objective. Enter the telephone.
Hastings, it would appear that you are getting slightly thin on top.
Really? I hadn't noticed. Poirot, the telephone. It must be Jap.
I have some news from Churchton. Bad news, I'm afraid. Sir Carmichael Clark was murdered while out on his evening walk.
Sir Carmichael Clark. The name is familiar to me.
He was a famous throat specialist, one of the best in London. A wealthy man, he retired to Combside, a beautiful house by the sea. He collected antiques.
Are you going there?
Yes, let's meet on the train.
London, Churston. The English Channel. Churston. Have you seen the timeline and the bonuses? You will be able to relive the events in chronological order.
The victim is called Sir Carmichael Clark, one of the best throat specialists in London. The body was still warm when we found it. If we'd been warned earlier, we definitely could have saved him.
It appears that the murderer made a mistake when he wrote his letter.
A mistake? Lucky for him.
And what if he did it on purpose?
No. He's defined his madcap rules and he's sticking to them. It's a matter of pride for him. Shall we go up to the house, Poirot?
You go, my friends. I will come soon.
Congratulations, you won the award Marshall Mustache. Information added in Poirot's notebook about Sir Carmichael Clark. Let's see. Victim, Sir Carmichael Clark in Churston, a retired doctor, specializing in throat and lung conditions. Examine the crime scene. Okay, that's what I'll be doing in the next part next weekend. Yeah, next weekend. So, yeah, let me see here. Quit. Yes. Have you seen the timeline and the bonuses? Bonuses. Timeline. So all of these are set in chronological order. Reconstructs Andover and Bexhill. Awards. Let's see here. I earned the Pyramidal Mustache Finish Bexhill. Marshall Mustache Finish Whitehaven after Bexhill. So that's 2. 2. Falcon's Eye. Pyro excels in observing human nature. You are receiving this award for finishing half the observations. So that's 3. Synopsis is 4. As Pyro says, everybody has little gray cells, but they differ in quality. Yours are exceptional. You've solved half of the questions. So that's 4. 5 is Romantic Confessional. It's nice to confide in Uncle Pyro, and that is why you conducted half of the interrogations to perfection. So that's, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4-leaf clover. You believe that symmetry? Yeah. Yeah. In school I've always had trouble trying to pronounce that word. You believe that yeah, there I go again. Symmetry. You believe that symmetry is the source of all beauty and that order creates virtue. So that's 6. 7 is double gear, glory to the hand of man, the equal of his mind. One is nothing without the other, and it is by using both that you were able to solve half of the riddles. So that's 7. So I earned 7 awards for this part 2. And 216 out of 600. Progress 45%. And for this part, on the trophy side of things, I earned, let's see, 1. I earned 1 trophy for this part, which is the Pyramidal Mustache, where I finished Bexhill. There I go again. Where I finished Bexhill. So I earned 1 trophy for this part, the Pyramidal Mustache. There we go. So, yeah, if you liked or you loved what you saw of this part 2, don't forget to smash that like button. And I appreciate every single one of y'all that has been watching this part or who will be watching once this video hits YouTube sometime in the future. And also, if you liked or you loved what you saw of this stream, feel free to hit that subscribe button and become a Phantom. Actually, there are two ways that you all can do that. The first way is that throughout this whole video or stream, there is a purple squared box down there in the lower right corner that says click here to subscribe. That's the first way of two ways. The second way is that once this video hits YouTube, on the end screen at the end, there'll be a picture of me over here on the right hand side. And that's the second way that y'all can feel free to subscribe and become a Phantom. Also on that end screen, down below my subscription link will be a video of last weekend's part 1 of Agatha Christie's The ABC Murders. So if y'all haven't checked that one out, feel free to do so, and if you like or you love that part, don't forget to smash that like button for that part as well. Also, that end screen on the left hand side will be 2 of my bros channels that y'all can also check out. Zero's is at the top, Stevie's is at the bottom. Both of them have wicked cool content. Zero's, he mainly does horror gaming streams like State of Decay 2. He's also done Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 2, The X-Files, Resist or Serve, which, a funny thing, the first part of Agatha Christie, the music for The X-Files, Resist or Serve was on one of the reconstructions. Well, no, it was on the reconstruction. So, very interesting Easter egg there. Let me see here. What else has he done? Oh yeah, he's also done the Goosebumps game. He's also done other games like a skateboarding game. I can't recall what the name of that was, but I told him one time that it reminded me of Grand Such and Such Auto 3 because you could actually hit people with your board on that skateboarding game. He has also done Luigi's Mansion 3, The Grinch, what was that one? There was one that he did. Out my leg. There was one that he did the night before last that shoot, what was that? Monster what was that one? Monster Battle? No, that's not what the name of that was. What was the name of that? Monster something. I can't think of what the... I forgot what the name of it was again. I do know that it was Monster something. I know it wasn't called Monster Party. What was it? No, it wasn't Monster Jam. Monster Madness, Battle for Suburbia. That's what he was playing the other night. Yeah, he's done that game. He's done that game some. He's done, a game called Splashdown. He's also done, a snowboarding game called Rippin' Riders, I think. And he also does, art and music on his channel at times too. So, once you check out both of their wicked cool content, feel free to subscribe to both of them. Both of them would greatly appreciate that. Stevie also does Sims and other games like GTA Online, Batman Arkham Knight, Vice City, among other games. So once you check out both of their wicked cool content, feel free to subscribe to both of them. Both of them would greatly appreciate that, and basically, just feel free to check out any of my bros/best friends' wicked cool content on any other channels in the featured channel section of my channel. And once you check out any of their wicked cool content, feel free to subscribe to any one of them. So delicious. They're looking for me on any of my social medias. My social medias are linked down in the videos. Address for those of y'all who are wanting to see me later or to drop me a line. Feel free to also do that. I would love to hear from y'all. Let me see here. For those of y'all that are looking for me on Discord, type in GhostHost22, hashtag 3011, and I should pop up on there after you type that in into the keyword search bar. And for those of y'all that are looking for me on YouNow, type in Hot Mysterious, B as in baseball, O as in orange, I as in ice cream, and it looks like it's getting like blue outside. Anyway, Hot Mysterious, B as in baseball, O as in orange, I as in ice, and the number is 21. And by typing that in the keyword search bar on YouNow, I should also pop up on there as well. Let me see here. Also, I'm gonna go into the chat here shortly to type in the safe clickable Teespring link that you can also feel free to check out. That has some of my merch on that website in Teespring. I'll type that into the chat here shortly. All the prices for everything is listed on that website. I have shirts, t-shirts, shirts for women, tank tops, hoodies, and socks. So feel free to check out that Teespring link. And to give y'all a sample of what my shirt looks like, here, actually I'm wearing one of them right now. Here, hold on. That's what the shirt looks like, with a picture of me right here, with my name right here, Ghost Host 22. On the back, it's got what I always say, which is stay wicked. What I always say at the end of every stream that I do. So yeah. Also, it's in green slimy letters. Stay wicked. And let's see here. Like what I was saying earlier, I'll be doing the next part of San Andreas later on this evening at 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So for those of you all that are on the West Coast, that would be 3 hours behind for you all. So that would be, what, 7 or 8? 7 would be 4 or 5 p.m. for you all over there on the West Coast, in places like California, Nevada, Arizona, places like that. So, yeah, and after San Andreas, then I'll be doing the first part of LA Noire, which Zero also loves that game. So yeah, I'll be doing that after San Andreas, which is another game that is made by Rockstar. So yeah, for those of you that are into San Andreas or LA Noire or both, keep an eye out for those two parts. Keep an eye out for those two parts for this evening, Wednesday evening. And I'll be doing the next part of Agatha Christie's The ABC Murders next weekend. So keep an eye out for that part, and that'll possibly be at 7 or 8 p.m. Again, I'm hoping that oh my god, my TV is doing that red blinking thing again. Anyway, let me see here. Again, I'll be doing San Andreas and LA Noire starting at 6 or 7 p.m. this evening. And I'm hoping that my job will continue to be in a better shape at that time, like what it has been tonight. I hope it continues to stay that way. So yeah. Also, the platform that this video or stream is around, next to the subscription button is a notification bell. Now make sure y'all share that bell in and have it pointed to all notifications, because by doing that, that'll send you alerts as to when your favorite gamers or streamers or both, like me, Zero, Pekapon, Stevie, or H2O, or many more of your favorite gamers or streamers or both, goes live, because at times YouTube forgets to let people know when their favorite gamers or streamers or both goes live, and then people's notifications get lost for some weird unknown reason. Kind of a little bit like what the chat is doing on PlayStation side, where it's repeating some of what I type into the chat on the PlayStation side. So yeah, make sure y'all Thentums do that, and I'll see y'all Thentums later on this evening at 6 or 7 p.m. Again, providing that my jaw over here is continues to be well. Anyway, this has been Ghost Host 22 signing out, and I'll see y'all at Thentums later on this evening, Wednesday evening. Anyway, this has been Ghost Host 22 signing out, and I'll see y'all at Thentums later on tonight, Wednesday night, or Wednesday evening. Anyway, bye. And as always, new people / current / future Thentums, remember to always stay wicked. Bye. See y'all then. Peace. Much love and good vibes. Rock on. Bye. See y'all then. See y'all Thentums then. Later, Thentums.